Hey there, welcome to NZ Money Karma, where you can find freedom from the daily grind through budgeting, simple living and adventure. Well, today's all a little bit about simple living and budgeting, and I've been out and done my groceries again. Thank you guys so much for liking and subscribing. It's really exciting to have my channel grow, and I really appreciate everyone who is kind of giving it a thumbs up or making a comment. It's super nice to jump on after I post a video and have a bit of interaction, like real life. And well, it's not really real life because we're not seeing each other face to face, but it feels a bit like real life because we are having real life conversations. And that's what I want to do today. I want to have some real life conversations as I unstack my groceries, because nothing makes me wilder than going to the grocery shop. And there's one thing that I noticed today, and I don't know why I haven't noticed it ever before, but just cruising past the wine and beer section, I could buy a bottle of wine for $10, the very same price that I was paying, 15 years ago when I moved back to New Zealand. So why in 15 years has wine not gone up, has beer not gone up, but our blimmin' cheese, milk and butter has gone up so much? So I have recently read a few books, like I've read The Handmaid's Tale, A Brave New World, and 1984. And if you read those books, you might actually come to think that the powers that be want to keep a population subdued through cheap alcohol. I don't know. I'm just chucking it out there. I know it makes me sound insane, but the older I get and the more I watch the events, that we're watching on the world stage play out, kind of the more convinced I am that our leaders are not benevolent. Let's pop it that way. So I'm here today to try my very best to show how my family is shopping on a really low budget. We live on $40,000 for the year. I've redone my budget to work quarterly. It's actually a bit of a nightmare. I'm not going to recommend doing this after March is over, but I'm sticking with it just to see if it's possible. So I've been out, I've done my food shop. I'm just going to get rid of my change because that's going into a challenge. I took the dog food envelope as well because I got dog food while I was there. And let's unpack the groceries, see how much I spent, and let's go from there. Okay, I'm going to crack on with meat first. So I got some chicken breast. This is $20.99 a kg, and that was $10.83. So if I can just find it, you see it's a very short list. It shouldn't be too hard to find everything, should it? There we go, chicken, $10.83. Then I got these that were on sale. I got 4 lots of meatballs. Now it's not because we're particularly big meatball eaters or any other reason other than this is just mince, which is what I was going to buy, but it was $5 for 400 grams. So that comes out to $1.25 a gram. So $12.50 a kg. And mince is normally, the cheap mince is normally $15 something a kg. So that was a better price for mince. So I got 4 of those. So let's go, done. And then in here I've got cheese. Where did I see that? Volumetric cheese, that's $11.85. So that's almost $2 more than I was paying last time I bought cheese, because of petrol prices or something in the Ukraine. Do I believe that? No. Do I think Pack and Save has got this cheese in their fridge for like the last 6 months? Yes. So why is the cheese $2 more this fortnight than it was last fortnight? Just because they choose it. That's what they choose. And that's what I'm coming to realise more and more and more is nothing that's dairy products. Do not get me started. Okay, and I've got 1 block of butter, and I actually bought another block, but I just walked in the door and my husband, who's at home, hadn't had breakfast and he wanted that. So 2 of those, so they're $7.69 each. It's all melted, I'm not going to be able to write on that. So $7.69. The next butter in line to that one there was $10. I kid you not. They're all made in the same place in New Zealand. Why you would buy the $10 butter rather than the $7 something butter, I've got no idea. Anyway, here's some white sugar. I bought oops, I'm just going to dry that. Give me a second, I need a tea towel. So sugar, because I'm going to be making some courgette relish today. I went to do it yesterday on my day off. I also have a day off today. And I realised I didn't have any sugar. So that's that. Sugar. Done. That's not on sale. That just is what it is. I don't buy that very often, so I didn't know. That's $2.99. Isn't it funny? The things that are bad for you are cheap. The things that are good for you, expensive. Okay. Next, for eggs. Eggs are back up to around 80 cents per egg again in New Zealand. They went up and they were up for ages, and then, oh shoot, oh, I've done a terrible thing. I only ever buy free range eggs, and I have accidentally bought colony eggs. Oh, I'm gutted. Okay, well they were $6.99 each. I'm so sorry, chickens. I looked at those, they were in the free range egg section. I just looked at the price and just thought they were free range without looking at that. Blow. Oh, that's bummed me out. That's my, well, there's lots of fails in this grocery shop. Okay, there's one. I got some nacho chips. The kids really wanted to have nachos. My husband really wanted to have nachos. What are they? $3.89 each. So how will I make the nachos? I'll use a heap of red lentils, and I'm going to take one of these things here of family meatballs, and I'll halve that. And that will be one half will be for one meal, and one will be for another. That's how I'll do the nachos. And that's how we keep things affordable. Up here I have some more frozen things. This is what I bought with the dog animal money. So I've got some mixed vegetables there. I'm actually just going to sit them on a tea towel because otherwise I don't want my sugar to get wet either. So I'm going to cook him up some rice. I'll chuck in half a bag of those vegetables, and then that along with the fresh meat will make up his meals for the week. So we have raw meat that we put on top, which is in another video. So that's cool, that's done. 2 milks. Oh, where are those mixed veggies? So there's a kg in each of those. Milk, $4.29 each. So $8.58 for all of that. There's not that many bags. It's a pretty skinny shop for a family of 4. This is also, remember, our fortnightly shop, and it wasn't even that cheap. So I'm not feeling super pumped today about groceries. And then this is my almost my last bag. So I got Thai sweet chili sauce. That's important because I use a lot of that just for making things from scratch. So if you want to make nice sauces, that's good. So that's $3.99. I got a couple of taco Mexican spice mixes. They're $1.99 each. I'm forgetting to put on the price, aren't I? They're always, ever since we've bought them, they've always been 99 cents each as far as I'm aware. So that's good. What did I say that? This was $3.99. I got a little bit of fruit and veg. I have not produced a single cucumber in my garden despite planting 2 plants, and there are lots of little tiny cucumbers on it, but it just really hasn't been sunny enough in my backyard. The garden's been a real fizzer this year, and it's just really brought home to me that, you know, you can invest quite a lot in your garden, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And there's nothing, you know, like there's nothing I can do about that now, that we won't get cucumbers despite buying the seedlings and looking after them and composting them and watering them. There's still no cucumbers for us. So I bought 2 cucumbers, and that there was also on sale. I do have broccoli already, but I thought I'd just grab that and put it aside. Yeah, just, I don't know, we're just so vulnerable, aren't we? Like the consumer, us. I'm not a producer because I am producing so little in my garden at the moment. I'm a consumer, and when you're consuming, you're vulnerable to the people who set the prices. And that's something I really want to work on this year, in preparation for maybe getting ready to leave the workforce in the next year or so. I just want to decrease our vulnerability. For me, that's really important. I do not like the feeling of being vulnerable. And that's why we paid off our house. You know, not everyone agrees that that's a great financial decision. For me, having a big mortgage just made us very vulnerable. Vulnerable to the bank, vulnerable to everybody. And I just wanted to own the roof over our heads. So that's why we dedicated kind of 7 years of our life, pretty much 24/7, to getting rid of that. Yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts? How do you think it's like, how would you best protect your family, do you think? I don't know, every day I think you look at the news, it seems like we're sliding closer and closer and closer to some kind of unpleasantness as a world. How are you making your family less vulnerable? What are you going to put time and energy into to kind of insulate yourself from some of the problems that might come your way? And where am I here? I don't drink coffee, my husband does though. $7.79 for that. I got a big jar of peanut butter. I had bought 8 kgs of peanut butter through the food co-op, and my son ate about 4 kgs of it within the first month. I was not expecting it to go quite so quickly. So I'll be a bit, I don't know, I'll probably put some of it away in a higher cupboard so it's not just there. This one jar here cost $9.99. And that's for 750 grams of peanut butter. There is definitely cheaper peanut butter, but it's just full of sugar, and I really don't like that. So I just wanted to get peanut butter that is just peanuts. They do add salt. Yeah, so that's what I've got, and that's also good for making sauces. So now we can have rice, a little bit of chicken, and satay sauce. So I draw on my experiences travelling in Asian countries quite often. When we're cooking, I just got 1 coconut cream. That's just to replace a coconut cream that I had already used this last week. That's always $1.39. And I got some tuna because I wanted to make a tuna pasta bake, and that was on sale. That's $2.99. I got some more split peas. They're $1.85 each. I got them last grocery shop as well. And we've had some really yummy curries using them. So I wanted to get them again. I don't know if we'll have curry again, but they were really yummy. We have a half a pack left because I tend to just make the same thing twice over the fortnight. So I come up with a meal plan for 7 days, and then I just repeat it. So I'm not having to think of 14 meals, I'm only having to think of 7 meals based on what we have. Okay, I got it was dramatic, a deodorant. That is for my daughter. I've made my own deodorant. She's not into that. Oh crikey, that said $6.35. That is not what it was. The reason I got this one is because it said $3.35. Wow. Well, that's pretty expensive, isn't it? I'm going to have to go back and have a look at that. I should have looked at the time. Insane. That is not what I was intending to do. And then I've got the bun section of my shop. Oh, there's also toilet paper. That must have already gone away as well. So 2 Earth Smart toilet papers. I'll just tick them off. They're $6.65 each. Yeah, they've gone away. They're not here. So then what have I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 kind of bread rolly things. This is a lemon twist. That's $2 and normally $5.69. These buns here, the kids like to have for their school lunches. So we're baking a whole heap less bread at the moment. And that will do 2 school lunches because my son will have 2, my daughter will have 1. So that's, 1 day, 2 days. 3 days, 4 days. 5 days and a little bit for the following week. So that's kind of a week's worth. I've already got some in the freezer. So I've got 5 lots of bread rolls. So that's $10 for the bread rolls. And that's pretty much what I set aside each fortnight to pay for bread rolls. So that's it. Oops, and I forgot these at 49 cents each. It doesn't look like a whole heap, does it? I'm just going to go and grab that toilet paper. Only 1 toilet paper remains available because the other one has already been put away into the actual bathrooms and taken out of its packet. So that's what we're looking at. That's my fortnightly shop. Just have to remember that there was 2 of these. Just imagine. And what did I say they were? $6.65. Okey-doke. So that entire grocery shop, so this is my fortnightly grocery shop, came to $165.80. Don't know if anyone can see that. $165.80. Everything else will come from stores, from the pantry, from the garden. There's plenty of greens in the garden, just not much else. Although last night I did harvest quite a few carrots and that was quite fun. So it's a pretty tiny shop. This is going to top us up for the next fortnight. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I'd love to hear from you. Any tips or tricks, please share them with everybody. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm on YouTube, I always read everyone else's comments. So I go into a channel and then I read the comments because so often people have little pearls of wisdom and I want to read everybody's, not just the person who's doing the speaking of the video. I better get cracking, go and sort that dog's food out, put the meat away in the freezer and pop this stuff away. Ready for my next job. Bye for now.